Welcome everybody, it's tractorchute here, and we got ourselves a great game of StarCraft 2 for this weekend here. Let's bring this baby up, because in the lower left hand corner it is the red Protoss being played by Aiur. Aiur will be playing as the red Protoss. In the upper right hand corner it is the blue Zerg be playing by JeRo, and this is a Masters game. So let's see how we do here. Taking up the APM tab, you can see both these guys riding some pretty high APMs, about 150 a piece. Not too shabby if you ask me. We're even exceeding that. We're probably going to get somewhere around 200, maybe even 300 if we're lucky here. So we'll start this game off with a lot of good lucks, a lot of congrats, a lot of how do you do's. We can be best friends after the game. Right now we're enemies, as we do plant the proxy right down. And he plants proxy in a pretty nice location. You know, if it doesn't work out to be a proxy, it will at least delay the expansion here. And he will also run back and forth, of course, getting that probe energized to the speed of Usain Bolt, which is what our goal is in this game here. And he does look like he is doing the cheese maneuver, actually. Sorry, it's not going to be a proxy, not going to be a delay. It is going to be some cheese. The proxy gate going down nice and early here at the opponent's end here. Opponent will, of course, scout that, as any good Master League player will do. He will get over top of that, and he will see that it is down there, and he will react efficiently, I would have to imagine here. Probably get himself either the queen down there or pull a few drones off the line, whichever works for him best. Down here, Aiur is going to continue to macro himself up here, chrono boosting out those probes left, right, and center. Do like to see it there. Overlord's going to stand above it, and they say, damn, that looks funny. I don't think that should be sitting near my base. So he's probably going to finally head down here with something, I would have to imagine there, or not. Maybe we will wait for the spawning pool to finish, and hopefully you can do something from there. It is actually going to send one drone down. That drone is probably going to go expand into the third. Or it might go try to attack this by itself, which I don't think would be ideal. But either way, if he pulls a few more off the line, might be able to take out that pylon before the Zealot gets chrono boosted out. But I highly doubt it. Now you're definitely not going to happen here. That was definitely a very poor assumption. But at the other end here, he managed to get the forge out, which he is forced to do, as he will probably need that in the end if this little bit of a Zealot rush does not work. He will get up here. Of course, the spawning pool is out. These 6 dogs are ready to pop out of there, and the double gas does go down, but he cancels the one in the gas there just to use the old drone food trick. Yes, he did. Well, there you go. So he has ended up doing that there. And over here, we are still exercising to get that Usain Bolt speed. He was doing it at the other end. Now he's doing it at this end. He's going to hope for the best here. This Zealot's going to wait until he gets a buddy coming out here. There's 2 of them going out. That should easily be able to deal with these dogs here. So we'll force them to at least get the queen out, or at least force the queen into the attack here. His queen is finally finishing up here. And that might not be enough to negate this, as he is pumping another one out here. So we'll have 3 Zealots. The more the Zealot count gets up, this is not going to look so good there. We'll have to micro that queen massively with the dogs there. And he's doing a pretty decent job. Does end up forcing him out of here, but at the same time, with all these Zealots at the other end, they will be able to at least delay him from expanding for quite a while here until he masses enough dogs here. Yeah, he's gonna stop at that there, looks like here. So we'll stick with the 3 Zealots here and go back here and start macroing up like crazy here. Does get himself out the good old expansion here. Has the cannon up there to defend anything that tries to get in the front door. And will stand on that ramp and contain his opponent best he can. Macro hatch goes up, which was his only option, as he didn't elect to expand into the third, either here or here. So he has elected to go with the macro hatch, and he will do his best here to get this going. Queen is going to come down that ramp there and try and poke away there. Hopefully it doesn't get stuck off the creep there, but they're on hold position on that ramp there. Oh, it did get stuck off the creep, but not enough time there, so they do end up fending that off here. So they're going to move down more, be closer to the bottom of the ramp there. Queen is going to be forced off again here, or not forced off, but is going to come off willingly. Going to come over here. There's a lot of dogs moving master. Now they really have it off the creep, but at the same time, there's way too many dogs for them to deal with here. So dogs are going to go out. They're going to work on getting this around here, which is exactly what they do. They will clean this up quite easily, but at the same time, like any good player does, Aiur is basically, he's macroed up, is what he's done here. He hasn't just let it all in on that proxy gate there. So basically he's got this all established over here. He's got the cannon up, he's got the wall off done. So since that did fail, he will still have enough to fend this off. That's where many people do lack in the lower level leagues. If their cheese fails, they haven't done anything at the other end of the map, so they're basically dead from there. But not the case in this league, as he does have everything established over here. It has, as you can see, he's already worked his way into the 2 gateways here. Is that all he's got on the field here? Yes, 2 gateways on the field here. So looking pretty good. APM, you can see they're riding really decent here. Still riding high around the 180, 190 mark. So they'll finish off the pylon and the gate over here. Get that dealt with. I imagine he's going to expand at the same time here. He is he's larva injecting both these hatcheries very decently here. Also has the spine car in the back, and has amassed himself a great big dog count at 27. But at the same time, if you can't get through that wall, it's not going to do you a lot of good. So I imagine you might see a baneling nest come up here. We'll soon find out what he's going to look to do here. He did elect to expand, so that was one of his good choices here. We'll see if he gets into a baneling nest, tries the wall bust there. Sentry is down as well. He's trying to get as much defense as he can to allow him enough time to macro up here. So there we go. Robo facility also went down there, so very decent move there. Almost has this fully saturated. And both these bases riding pretty good. About 8 on this one, 16 on the other one. No gas at the bottom here. I didn't pay attention. Do you have double gas? Yes, double gas mining over here, so doing a very decent job there. Opponent gets the spine car down to low ground, waiting for a little bit of creep spread to plant himself into. And other than that, we'll pull up our reduction tab as we don't really have anything happening. So we'll look at it through the eyes of this here. We do have just the one Robo Warp Gate technology, of course, coming. And drones and queens coming out here. Does plant down a Stargate, so we are going Stargate as well. This is definitely not it's not a standard build. I will say that by Aiur. A little bit of cheese, and then he's going right into the Stargate before he gets any other units out other than the sentry. Also has an observer on the map, very, very smart, to give him some vision, knowing his opponent's coming. Opponent is already coming. A lot of dogs, but dogs don't do a lot of good when you have a wall off there. Walls are a dog's least best friend there. As you see, they do get in there. A couple cannons. A few cannons actually do end up fending that off quite easily here. And at the other side here, we do have a Overlord trying to get in there. Observer will stand there. I don't know if he's going to stand above the dogs, keep an eye on him. No, he's actually going to right to the other end. Get himself some vision. Find out what the opponent's electing to do here. Roach Warren looks like it's going to be the first choice. So he's oh, we did get something over here. That is the Roach Warren. Sorry, he just had a bunch of shit around it. So he must have had one initial build and cancel it, and then elect to go with the Roach Warren. So we will sit back, relax, and see what's going to happen here. Warp Prism looks to be the choice. Phoenix as well. Very unethical build by Aiur. I will say that is very neat to see what he's doing here. I'm actually very curious to see what he's gonna pull out of this here. Obviously, he is going to warp some units in, but the fact that he has a Phoenix on the map, maybe do some harassment, maybe to wear out some Overlords, quite possibly. Over here, we do see the third hatchery has gone down as well here, so very smart move so far by JeRo. Did a decent job after fending off that cheese, I will say that. Tough to fend off cheese, but it's tough to get back in the game afterwards. And there's the Phoenix doing its job. It's going to knock down this Overlord here, which is going to almost supply block his opponent here, and that's basically, he might actually pump out a second Phoenix there. There it is, second Phoenix is out now. I guess I could have found that out because it was in the production tab, but either way, he's even got a third Phoenix. There you go. I wasn't looking up there, so it didn't seem like such a dumb comment in my head, all right? There we go. A couple Phoenixes are going to go out with the Warp Prism over here. They're going to do their job. Car Pace level 1 coming out as well there, and we are also getting layer technology finally here. So they're going to go around the map there. Like I say, they've almost kept their opponent's supply block by killing off the one Overlord at least. Finally, some more Overlords come out. At least one more does come out there. And Phoenixes will go up around the map there. They're going to get the vision to see the third is out here. So that will definitely help Aiur determine what he wants to do here. Does know the opponent is just getting their third. So not up totally big time in the income state here. And they're going to fly above it for a little bit for some odd reason. Not entirely sure why. But either way, here we go. We are going to move out of here, I would have to imagine here, and into the base here, and maybe do a little few pickups of the drones here. We'll soon find out here. Maybe he's waiting for the transferring drones. Not entirely sure, but Zealots warp in with the Warp Prism there. Dogs were ready for it. This isn't going to work overly well, but they will clean up a lot of dogs there as they do get him in a little bit of a predicament there. Weren't able to get a full surround on him here. We're warping some more, and this is great big trouble for JeRo. JeRo is in a lot of trouble now. These Zealots are just going to work on him here. They're going to go work on the hatchery there. He's going to send a few more after the dogs here. At the same time, if I pull up my units tab here, you do see he only has the 5 roaches on the map here. Has the 3 Phoenixes to help for the pickups here. So very good unit composition, I will say that. They'll help with that. Has 2 Warp Prisms on the map here. Has the 1 Observer over top of the base here. So looking pretty decent. Going to start using the Phoenix for pickups on the roaches, I would have to imagine here, to at least support that here. And yes, they are going over there. They will start to pick them up one by one here. Zealots are going to end up cleaning up this base. They're going to have to go to work on that Spore Car as well to hopefully help support these Phoenixes here. And Zealots are actually going to clean up the roaches is what they're going to do apparently. So they do end up cleaning that up here. More Stalkers warp in here. Some Stalkers warp in, I guess you can say. Can't be more. And they are going to go to work, finish off that hatchery quite easily. So very well done by our good man Aiur. Played a pretty decent game so far here. Like I say, the Phoenix count is going to remain at 4, which is a pretty good count for what he's using them for. Warp Prism does end up picking up, and the other Warp Prism is going to warp in some units down here. Do have some more Zealots hitting the map here, and that is a lot of Zealots. 7 Zealots hitting the field. They're going to go to work in the middle line here. Does pick a few up for some reason in the Warp Prism, not too sure why. Need to get those dropped, otherwise he's going to end up losing this here. But the Zealots, of course, do end up chasing down the good old Queen there, so it does force the Queen to quit attacking the Warp Prism here. So it keeps flying in circles. I'm not too sure what he's doing. Did he actually? He actually was dropping them all over the place at the same time. It is pretty funny watching there. So he is flying around, dropping them at the same time here. So it does finally empty him out here. But over here, it does look like these Phoenixes are just going to stand around for a little bit here. Meanwhile, this guy has 2 Stalkers in him. He's going to sit back and relax for a little bit here. And Aiur is going to decide what he wants to do from this point forward here. Over here, it does look like these Zealots are still going to work on him. Wow, JeRo having a heck of a time dealing with this over here. But he might actually end up cleaning it up now that these roaches have gotten over here. Roaches finally cleaning it up. And that roach count is massive. 32 roaches on the field here. Phoenixes are coming out here. They might get a pickup here, or they might just fly right into the base here looking to get some Overlord kills. Oh no, they're looking for Queen kills is what they're doing here. They're going to go to work on the Queens here. Very well done here. Also has 3 sentries, has an Immortal on the field finally here, so that'll definitely help him out here. And now the Queen gets picked up one more time there, finally takes out that Queen there. And of course we do have a couple Warp Prisms standing around somewhere just right there. Nope, I've not done anything yet, so they're just standing around here. Might warp in here one more time here. And here's our warp in here, back to the Zealot count. Here we go. Of course, all these roaches at the other end of the map, they will easily take out this third. Nothing much that Aiur can do. But these Zealots are up here with nobody to defend. So they're really going to go to work on this hatchery here, getting almost a full surround on it here. They will easily take that out, I would have to imagine, before these roaches get out of here. Or these Hydras, sorry, it is Hydras that he's selected to go with. And they do take out the macro hatch. That isn't good at all. Over here, the 2 Stalkers warp in. They'll take out the third, which is trying to get established here. And here we go for the wall breakdown. Very good force field. Immortals in the background are going to do a ton of damage to these roaches here. Roaches are forced to back out of there. This will be forced to cancel at some point in time. And over here, we are going to go to work. A little bit of good micro, but that's a lot of Zealots chasing you around. A little bit surprised we do not see Zealot legs. Do have Blink coming into play though, so Blink will definitely help out quite a bit here. So that will definitely be very useful upgrade for him there once he does establish himself with a few more Blink Stalkers for the map here. Does fly out with the 2 Stalkers way out in the space here. Apparently those Stalkers want to go for a little bit of a scenic trip. And the roaches have made their way back to the base here. So they're going to sit back and relax. They've fended off what they need to fend off. Those Warp Prisms were really being annoying there. This is not good, says JeRo. He realizes, as he did need to get that third established. So he is in very big trouble. But like I say, he's got a lot of roaches. He is getting the Hydra count up there. So he might not be looking that bad. It really depends here. I do have the 4 Phoenixes obviously still on the map here. They're just going to sit back and relax over there for a bit. Do have the Robo support to get the Colossi out, and Thermal Lance that still has not come out, but he is moving out here. Has a lot of Stalkers, a lot of Immortals, and a Colossi. That's going to be a lot to deal with. He needs to really get those 11 larvas into something here to help him out. Is getting an Overseer on the map as well here. It will be in the cocoon for a little bit here, and we will sit back riding on a 1 car pace, 0 for range upgrade. At the other end here, he is sitting on a 1-1 upgrade for ground armor and ground weapon, and is establishing his 3rd base. And we are going to sit back and attack the base one more time here. He really doesn't want that 3rd to get up and running here. His opponent's probably getting pissed off. He's got a long ways to walk, especially when he gets off that creep. Be a little bit slower anyways there. Forces the cancel, flies him out of there. That is really starting to be a pain in the arse for him, if you ask me. And we are just going to sit back here. This observer over the base is really what's telling him exactly where that army is as well. So that's definitely helping. 4 Phoenixes are going to move across the map here. They're going to continue to get that vision, make sure he doesn't have that 3rd anywhere that he doesn't know about. And we will macro it up for a bit and see what we want to do here. But with that army count here, we do sit at 144 to 132 for JeRo, which with any army count, usually Zerg will be up on you, especially with the unit compilation of Roach/Hydra. And they're ready to move out here. Like I said, this is a fairly skookum army. It might not be overly overwhelmed when it gets down here. We do have the couple Colossi with the Stalkers and Immortals. With some good force fields, he might be all right, but at the same time, this is one scary looking army. That is a lot of Hydras in there, a lot of Roaches in there, but he did get picked up by Phoenixes over here. Phoenixes are really going to work at the other end of the map here. Even has a hallucinated Phoenix. They're going to work on the Overlord, doing a very decent job. Has supply capped him again, is warping in at the same time here, really being a nuisance. He's basically turned this into a base race. They're going to go to work on the production buildings here. This army's trying to take out the other army at the other end of the map here, and is really putting a big trouble. Very good force field. Those are sick. Force field's exactly where he needed to be. Velocity are going to work. They're melting everything down here as best they can here. As you can see at the other end, there's just blinking like crazy as the Z-Lots are going to work. They clean that up there. Of course, with the Warpins, with the army at the other end. Very good job by you, my good man, Aiur. JeRo, you tried your best. I give you my condolences, my congrats to Aiur. And I will leave you with this. Don't drink the beer, especially when the cow nuts are still in the kitchen. You be good. Don't hurt nobody. Peace.